What's up, everybody? This is Jose.
Hey, Katie.
Welcome to Southern Life. On today's video, we're going to be touring Jasper, Florida. This is along Interstate 75, right on the Georgia border. In fact, we'll probably end up in Georgia towards the end of today's video. This town was hit by Hurricane Helene about, 4 weeks ago? 3 to 4 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago.
3 to 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And looks like the hurricane came right through here, so there's a lot of damage. It's a poor town, one of the poorest towns in Florida. Lots of mobile homes, so the condition of this town could be really bad. Just coming into town, you can already start to see trees down everywhere. So let's see, signs down. We'll see what condition the town's in. Lots of large trees, lots of mobile homes. We'll see what type of condition the town looks like. You can see that mobile home right there. Already has damage over there. I flipped over a mobile home over there. It looks pretty bad. Just on the outskirts of town, I'm seeing a lot of destruction. So we'll see what the town looks like. And these are areas that are kind of poor. I think the lumber industry is one of the biggest industries up here, and they would take a huge hit. A lot of pine trees destroyed. I think there's also a prison up here. I'm not sure. You can see there's trees down everywhere, big trees down everywhere, so lots of destruction. Now, this area wasn't affected so much by Hurricane Milton. Milton hit Central Florida, but Hurricane Helene came through here with strong winds. Let's just see what these rural communities look like out here. Kind of very country. There's like old abandoned churches and old abandoned houses everywhere. Alright, we're just about to enter town here in a few minutes, and we'll see what type of destruction this town has. Kind of a beautiful rural area. Right on the Georgia border. Right on the outskirts of Georgia. I can see a blue tarp hanging off a building from here already, so we'll get in and see what it looks like. Lots of wind damage. There's no storm surge up here. It's too far inland and too high of an elevation. So this area wasn't affected by storm surge. It was mostly affected just by the wind. Okay. Wind damage. There's the welcome to Jasper city limits sign. Speed goes down to 35. Alright. Our last Jasper, Florida video got a lot of views, so not a lot of YouTubers cover this area. And if they do, they ain't crap compared to our channel. Now hiring. Correctional facility. A lot of prisons in North Florida. Big tree down right there. I think with these towns, they got some huge trees. This town has kind of like an Alabama, Georgia vibe. It's in Florida, but it definitely feels like it's more northern in a lot of ways. And by northern, I mean southern. In Florida, the northern you go, the southern you go. The more northern you go, the more gas bill, $3 right there. There's the food way. Yeah, you see some damage. Oh yeah. The southern you go, the northern you go. That's how we do it here in Florida. Is that thing squatted? Here, mud. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. We're in Jasper with the guy. That building fell right there. Okay, that's interesting. They got this little side street taped off right here. And one of the buildings, literally, like, just the whole building fell. Just concrete on the ground, like bricks, actually, I'm sorry. The whole building fell over there. It's just sitting on the road.
Yeah, they got the roof blocked out.
Yeah, they got that road. I see a tarp on that roof over there. the whole. Something I can't see the sun. Jasper, Florida. There's a lot of abandoned houses here. They need people to move up here and rebuild this town. This town's going to become a ghost town eventually. Look at all these buildings. They're all abandoned. Oh, there's 2 abandoned houses right there. They all got roof damage now, too. This town will literally become a ghost town. All these, that's abandoned, that's abandoned, that's abandoned, the whole town's abandoned. This is the type of town where if they don't help people move here, you know, it's expensive in South Florida. The people of Jasper, Florida, your town's going to become a ghost town eventually. It looks like a ghost town already. Can't believe how many empty houses abandoned. You know, in South Florida, real estate prices are really expensive. People in South Florida would move here, fix up all these houses so your town doesn't turn into a wasteland. You're going to become like one of those dirty South lost towns like there's Dawson, Georgia is one of those towns that today is practically abandoned. You don't want your town to become a ghost town, do you, Jasper? One way to prevent your town from becoming a ghost town is not being hostile to the people that are moving here. I bet the population shrink. Look at their population real quick, babe. Jasper, Florida. See what their population's doing. I'm gonna pull over. This car looks like they're really in a rush. Come on. Come on. Okay, now they're pulling behind us. Okay. Now they're looking at us weird. Oh, I thought you were in a rush. Why were you in a rush? You were only going 10 feet. That's weird. The house had some roof damage there. It's practically going to become a ghost town at the rate they're going.
Between 2010 and 2020, it lost almost 1,000 residents.
What?
In 2010, the population was 4,546, and in 2020, the population was 3,621.
You're chased by a dog.
Yeah. But between 2000 and 2010, it went from 1,780 to 4,500. That 4,500. And now they're losing population again.
It's a ghost town. Practically want to become a ghost town.
Yeah.
Practically a ghost town in the making.
Yeah.
Practically a ghost town in the making. Look at this. So sad. Well, the only thing I can tell you guys is in South Florida, real estate prices are very expensive.
Here's something interesting that I have looked at. The Hispanic population in 2010 was 388. It went down to 55 in 2020.
They ran them all out. So that's a problem. They're running people out. The Spanish people, if they move in the area, they don't move out unless you run them out. They run them out. That was that whole that whole immigration law.
That was, yeah.
You know the whole immigration law the governor passed? It was mostly like the people here were pushing it really hard.
I was looking at this wrong.
But
I was looking at the 2,000 for 2020.
What was it then?
It did go down, but only by 50 people.
That's bad. That's bad either way.
Yeah, it was 388 10 years in 2010, and now it's like 336.
You know that law the governor passed? This was one of the areas I advocated for it the most. That's why their town's dying, because they don't. Here's the town in Florida. ¿Qué clase de mierdero? ¿Qué clase de churre? ¿Qué gente más puerca, man? ¿Qué es eso?
Yeah. And also
living like pigs.
The black population went from like 2,200 down to like less than 1,800. So
black people are leaving. Everybody's leaving.
Yeah.
Up ahead, the road's closed because a brick building fell on the road.
Yeah.
They haven't cleaned it yet. They ripped the whole back of that building off that storm. This building here had some damages.
Even the white populations.
Everybody's leaving. Well, that's the thing. It's like South Florida real estate prices are expensive, every day more expensive. People would move here and help this area grow if you didn't ran them out.
Yep.
But you move here and they run people out. So that's why.
Oh, look at the cat. There's a cat.
That building fell right there during the hurricane.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So it's like places like this, it's like, you know, they run people out. People move here and then they run them out. And they're like, why are we losing population? Why are we living in a ghost town now? Well, you ran everybody out. So now there's nobody left. I know with the real estate prices in South Florida, if these people here, if you just let them live, that's it. Give me some apple cake. All you gotta do is let people live. That's it. Let them live. You don't have to provide jobs for them. You don't have to give them money. You don't have to give them anything. They bring their own money. They bring their own investments. They bring their own plans. All you gotta do is let people live. If you just let people live, they would come in here, buy all these houses, fix them up, and your town will go from a ghost town to a thriving town. There's 2 roads that leave north of here. One will take us to Statesville. We're going to Statenville, Georgia. And then we'll cut across the other way.
We could put in that one address in there.
Oh, but that pushes us far off the path.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Just put in the address.
Okay, for the place you want to go to.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is, all you would have to do is just let people live. If you just let people live, they'd move here. What happens? People move in here, and these people in these
Head
little
north on
towns
First
are
Avenue
hostile.
Southeast toward Hadley Street West,
They're
Northwest
hostile.
US Highway 41.
They
Then
literally
turn
run
left
people
onto
out.
Head west on Martin Luther King Drive toward Central Avenue Southeast.
These people here, they literally run people out of town. People move here, start businesses, and they run them out of town. They're hostile. We don't want these Yankees moving here. Or we don't want
Head north on
illegals
Central
moving
Avenue
here.
Southeast toward Hadley
Yeah,
Street West,
let your
Northwest US Highway
town-
41. Then turn left onto Hadley
Sir,
Street
I'm about to
West.
slap you. Let your town become a
Turn
ghost
left
town.
onto Hadley Street West, Northwest US Highway
It's
41.
that simple. Let your town become let the buildings fall. And you know what the sad thing is? And I know most of us that are watching today's video would think it's crazy. These people here would rather let their town fall to crap than to let somebody else come here and make it function. This area has a lot of agriculture. This area has a lot of good agriculture.
Continue on Northwest US Highway 41 for 3/4 of a mile.
And this is the type of town, there's a lot of agriculture. There was a huge agricultural industry in this area, but they ran out the people. This is the type of place where if they just let people move here from other places, this town would turn around 360. It would grow. Oye,
Dime,
yo te llamo para atrás como en 10 o 15 minutos, ¿viste?
está bien.
Dale, bye. If they just let people move here. I'm not saying you gotta, they're not asking for help, they're not asking for a handout. These are people that are coming here to buy a house cash. Right? They're gonna buy a house cash. They're gonna start a business. They're not asking for anything from you. The only thing they're asking is that you let them be, let them live. They're not asking anything from you.
Head
Let
northwest
them
on
live. That's
Northwest
it.
US
Just let people live. Let them
Head
live.
east on
Don't
First
bother
Street
them.
Northwest toward 6th Avenue
Don't harass
Northwest.
them.
Then turn right onto 6th Avenue
All these
Northwest.
people are asking is let them live. If you just
Turn
let
right
them
onto
be,
6th Avenue Northwest. Then turn right onto Northwest
this
US
town
Highway
will turn
41.
around 360. In 5 years, the population will be growing. There'll be new businesses. There's
Head
still
north on
power.
6th Avenue Northwest
Siri,
toward
you're
2nd Street.
unbearable, my dear.
Then turn left onto 2nd Street.
You're unbearable, my dear. Let's get into these little residential neighborhoods. A lot of destruction. I mean, we've seen towns like in South Florida. Like, there's towns that like LaBelle. Look at LaBelle. Man, that town. You've seen what happened to LaBelle, right, baby?
Mhm.
They're building new houses left and right. Port LaBelle, it's growing like crazy.
Yeah.
Now they got new restaurants. They're growing. What would LaBelle look like if the community hadn't moved in? Mobile home. The roof is on the ground right there. This looks like we're in Alabama. It's sad. It just has a bad vibe.
You want to leave?
Let's leave. Yeah, good idea. Best idea we've had all day. Let's leave. Oh look, free government housing. Free government housing. I can't understand that. I mean,
Is Florida
as a
not
Hispanic, I can't imagine the idea of wanting free government housing. Why don't you just save up money and buy a house cash? What's a house in this town worth, baby? Look it up. By the way, a house, any of these little tiny houses that are abandoned here is $300,000 where I live in South Florida. And we're not even in South Florida. We're in Central Florida, South Central Florida.
North.
Where we live now is South Central.
Oh.
Yeah. Do you even know where you live, Kane?
No, we're in North Florida right now.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Look at this stop sign. I think it's like-
Use current location. 3-2 with the 2-car garage, 190.
Look at that, 190. You couldn't even buy an abandoned house in Bradenton for that
And
kind
that
of
has
money.
a pool too.
With a pool. Find the cheapest one you can find, inhabitable. Like something that looks inhabitable. And that's the thing about these towns. Like these people here, this town has a huge poverty rate. If you move to this town,
190.
190. That's unbelievable. If you move to this town, if I move to this town, I would make more money here than I do where I live now in Bradenton. There's more jobs, there's more opportunities. Well, there isn't any, but the reason there isn't any, it's not because there aren't opportunities and possibilities, so people don't try.
Cheapest inhabitable is 115.
Look at that, $100,000.
And a 3-2.
A 3-2 for $100,000. How much easier do these people want life to be, bro? How much easier do these people want life to be? You can buy a 3-2 in this house, in this town, for $100,000. How much easier do you want me to put the food in your mouth for you, like a little baby? Do I have to hand feed you? How much easier do you need life to be, bro? In Bradenton, where we live, in an abandoned house that's uninhabitable, is $320,000 in a bad neighborhood. Do you know that the homicide rate in this county is like higher than? Look up the homicide rate in Hamilton County.
125 for an inhabitable house.
Maybe look at the homicide rate by Florida by county, and look up Hamilton County. Look at the homicide rate here. Like, how much easier do you need life to be? This is the easiest package in America. You can move here and buy a house that's inhabitable for $100,000. A third of the price of where I live in Bradenton. And I guarantee you, if you started a small business here, you would have no competition because these people here don't want to work. Crap, they're running out. Look, there's just a random trampoline here. I don't know if I can scar what this car is doing. There's just like a random trampoline in the middle of the road. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it when I make this turn, but what happened to that tree? That car stopped for some random reason. Just go. Is he waiting for me to pass? Squatted. No, they're not gonna see it. I think there's one behind me. There's cars coming. I can't show it. There's just a random trampoline there. I don't know where it landed from. I wanted to get on video, but there's cars coming, so it can't. Yeah, buddy, got that squat.
They don't have enough internet signal to figure it out.
This county's homicide rate is and for African Americans, the homicide rate here is like 60 per 100,000, which is like on par with like Detroit. Just so you understand, guys are just using this as a storage place for all the trees that they cut down. Life is so easy in these places, like, you know, rural America. Life is so easy. You know, a house for $100,000. If you start a business, there's no competition. Man, when I lived in Alabama, I made just like Alabama's not far from here. I used to live in Alabama. I lived in a rural place just like this in Alabama. When I first moved there, I'm like, we're gonna starve to death. You see this town? It looks like it's miserable. You wouldn't believe how much money you can make in this little town right here.
The average in the U.S. is 22. The violent crime rate is 29.
The average in the... What did you just say? Listen to what you just said.
The average is 22.7.
The homicide... Read it to me. Read it to me.
For violent crime.
I don't care what violent crime is. That's not what I asked you for.
Includes murder.
I don't care what it includes. That's not what I asked you for, bro. Let her listen. What is the homicide rate in Hamilton County? Hamilton County, Florida. The Florida Health Department publishes it. Florida Health website has a county by county homicide rate for Florida. If you go to Google and you write Florida homicide rate by county, you're gonna get a map and it's gonna tell you the number. I tell you what, that boy's got a hearing impairment right there. That boy's got a hearing impairment. I think it's the highest in Florida. Does it signal that slow? There it is.
Yeah.
Click on Hamilton County. It's way on the top. It'll show you a list at the bottom too if you scroll down.
Yeah.
Hamilton County.
That's. It keeps trying to go to Alachua. Great.
Can you go back to the map?
I'm on the map. It's the 8 to 24.
You can find it. Don't tell me what it is. Just tell me when you flip it. Here, I'll click on it. It's on top. You don't know where you're at on the map? Right here, okay, look, right here. That's it. It's one of those two in the top corner. Did you find it yet?
No.
Just look it up by county. Go to the chart and click county. I'm driving. I can't look at it. Don't tell me yet. Let me know when you have it, but don't tell me yet. In the meantime, while she's looking that up, the homicide rate for the most dangerous city on the West Coast is Oakland, California. And their homicide rate is 15 per 100,000. Or 16 per 100,000, I'm sorry. Chicago is 20 to 21 per 100,000. That's Chicago. Birmingham, Alabama is the most dangerous city in the country. In Jackson, Mississippi, they're hovering around 78, 79, 80 per 100,000. The state of Florida average is 7 per 100,000.
It's not pulling it up.
Just the signal's that bad out here.
Yep. Or there's a problem on the health department website. It only lets me look at Alachua County.
Okay, well, doesn't it give you where it shows you the map? It'll give you a list for the whole state. There's a lot of hurricane damage out here, man. There's a lot of big
Does
trees.
it?
I'll tell you what, man. If I wanted to drive it out, I had to figure it out by now. 'Cause I'm just the brightest person on earth. I know everything. I know everything. I'm smart. I know everything. I'm arrogant as I can be. I know how to treat a woman right here.
Poverty rate is 26.4%.
In Hamilton County?
Yep.
Why are you looking at poverty rates? Look at what I told you, man.
I'm looking it up.
Bro, I tell you, I could look it up driving and I would have had it out. Those mobile homes here got tarps on the roofs. A lot of roof damage out here. Looks like we're in Alabama. Alabama looking area here. Can you just ask your phone and it will literally tell you?
Mine doesn't do that. Just hold on. Hold on.
Give me your phone. Go to text and click on a microphone option. Click on it. Hamilton County, Florida, homicide rate. Now click on it.
There isn't info on it.
Dude, every county in Florida publishes that.
7.8%.
That's the state average.
Yeah. No, that's that county.
No, it ain't. Columbia County or Hamilton County. Either one. This is just looking around here. Dang it. pregnant women, we need this information right now.
And it took me to the same thing that will only let me look at.
Bro, you're about to find out why I get arrested every once in a while. This is why I get arrested for some domestic thing. They keep charging me with this thing all the time. I keep getting arrested for this domestic violence thing. I don't even know.
Never gotten arrested for that, Jose.
And I won't. Because you're not going to snitch on me.
Just shut up, Jose.
So like, I've just had it with you, Jose.
Yeah, the Florida Health Department only wants to show me a lasher. Let me see. Now we have it. Okay.
Alright.
Finally.
And I should be able to break it down by race even.
7.8%. That's all it tells me. Per,
Okay, a homicide rate is not a percent.
7.8 out of 100,000. 7 out of 100,000.
That ain't right.
Do you want to look at it?
I don't need to look around it. I know it's not right.
It is right.
First of all, you said a percentage. It ain't even like that.
The rate is 7.8 out of 100,000.
That ain't right. These people are much more murders than that. I know they are.
Gulf County has a 0%. 0 rate.
What about Columbia County? Are these dumb hicks retarded? Get off the road.
15 out of 100,000.
Which is double the state average. Just
Yeah.
for Columbia County?
Yeah.
Alright, now, on Columbia County, does it tell you by race?
No. It just
It
tells
does, you just don't know how to find it. You know what? Just as a punishment, I'm gonna make you draft it. I'm gonna make a draft of all those. It's about the most inhumane, cruel treatment I can bestow upon you, so I have a draft of all those too.
Why are you doing this?
Because I feel like a jerk.
I drove all day.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I
No, you
did.
didn't, dude. I've driven as much as you have already.
No, you haven't.
Yes, I have. Don't burp. They're building something here? You'd have to be retarded to build something here. Maybe it's a gas station for the highway. I wouldn't build anything unless it's
North
50
75
feet.
right here.
Unless it's 50 feet from the highway down here. Is that an abandoned hotel getting trashed? Oh, that's beautiful. I wish I had turned in there to see that. We're 23 minutes from Valdosta, Georgia. What a nightmare. Alright, guys, so you can see there's a lot of hurricane damage in this town. A lot of wind came through here. Kind of forgotten little area. Kind of a forgotten little area there. They need to get their population back up down
It doesn't seem like anybody's breeding there.
here. They're not. They're doing the opposite of breeding. They're dying.
Yeah.
You can tell the winds that came through here were pretty bad. I mean, you just look at the trees down everywhere. Looks like the trees just got chopped. Kung Fu style. Wah-ya!